Good afternoon, welcome to Scorched Earth Tarot. This is going to be a general reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon and Ascendant. If you don't know what your Moon or Ascendant signs are, have a look in the description box. I put a link down there, follow that and it'll give you your chart for free, which is awesome. And then you can come back and watch your Moon and Rising signs. Give you a better idea of what's going on with you overall. Usual rules apply, take what resonates, leave the rest. If it doesn't fit, don't try and make it fit. Right, Gemini, let's get some cards on the table for October. I'm sorry these are late. September was a bit of a full of opportunities for growth. There we are. How about that? And prevented me from getting anywhere near YouTube, realistically. So hopefully I can make up with it for it with this video. See how we go. So I would like 3 cards for Gemini for the month of October, please. 3 cards for Gemini. Oop. King of Pentacles, Earth energy. Flinging cards around. Five of Swords. One more card for Gemini, please. Three of Wands. Card on the bottom of the deck is the Four of Pentacles. Let's get some clarifiers. So, why is the King of Pentacles here for Gemini? Interesting. Why is this King of Pentacles here for Gemini? Bear with me, it won't be long. Okay. The readings are time-stamped, by the way, so if you don't want to watch the shuffling and stuff, go down to the comments section. First comment will be me time-stamping the video. Why is the Five of Swords? Peculiar set of cards. Three of Wands. Three of Cups. And the Page of Pentacles. Right. Card on the bottom of the deck is the Queen of Wands. Just so you know. Right then, Gemini. What on earth is this about? So, the 3 main cards that you have are the King of Pentacles, Five of Swords, and the Three of Wands. I'll go through the clarifiers as we go through the main cards. When I finish throwing everything that I own onto the floor, like a big bad cat. Right. King of Pentacles, Earth energy. So, Capricorn, Virgo, Virgo, and crikey, I've forgotten Taurus. Oh my god. This could be a person that you're dealing with, or this could be you. This could be your energy. The traits that he embodies, you know, he stands for status, he stands for wealth, he stands for, you know, material success. Anything earthy that you can perceive with your five senses, this is the ruling king of that, you know. So it doesn't, in its reverse, it would talk about materialism and things like that. But in its upright, you know, positively presented, it's about those things that make our lives comfortable, you know. And not just that, you know, our essentials, our low-level essentials, you know, food, water, the things that keep us alive, but then the things that make us comfortable, and then the things that make us luxurious, those are all in the King of Pentacles domain. And he speaks of effort. You know, he's a slow energy, but he's a very methodical energy, and he's worked very hard to get to where he is. You know, this is not a position of birthright here. You know, he's worked to attain those things that he has, and he's quite proud of himself. But I'm drawn to the fact that his face is quite fixed in this card. You know, he seems to be. He's sitting on his throne and he's very comfortable. You know, he's not nearly as salubriously kind of depicted here as he is in other decks. You know, he's actually quite understated here, but he has his big pentacle and it's there, and he's got his crown and stuff, and his nice gold robes. But he's not dripping with ostentatious wealth like he is in some decks. But I'm drawn to the fact that his face, he's staring off into the distance. He's not paying any attention to the pentacles around him, and he's not looking at me either. He's looking past me at something else. His expression is fixed, but something's caught his eye. Maybe this is you, Gemini, this month. You're finding yourself in a comfortable position materially. But something's a bit off. You know, I don't even know if you can see it here. Something's caught your eye. Something else. Something is distracting you right now. And the cards that we have to clarify are the Six of Swords and the Ace of Cups. And the Six of Swords is air suit, you know, it's thoughts, it's words, it's communication often. But in the Six of Cups, no, fuck's sake, the Six of Swords, there's choppy water depicted here. And there's a woman and a child in a boat, right? And they're sailing away to calmer waters. It's about leaving things behind that don't serve you, leaving situations behind that don't serve you. Because in this image here, they're taking the swords with them. And it's quite a bleak card, you know, the figures are huddled in the boat. It feels a little like you've suffered a loss of some description. And whilst on the outside you look actually quite well taken care of here. Perhaps the thing that's caught your eye in this picture, the thing that's distracting you, is the fact that you're having to leave behind a situation that perhaps you never thought you would. And whether that's a physical leaving, you know, travelling over water, you know, moving house, something like that, or whether this is a metaphor for detachment, something that you're having to detach from that you didn't think you would. Take it as it resonates to you. But certainly what it is it's distracting you. And I feel like because it's all in the eyes here with this king, this isn't something that you've shared with people. This is very internal, you know. Your outside presentation is the King of Pentacles, you know, upright, proud, all your finery. But inside, are you this person in the boat, huddled down? Yeah. And we've got the Ace of Cups here, which is interesting because the way the cards have fallen, the boat is going towards the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups is about new love or new renewal, and that can be of yourself or of another person or another thing. You know, it could be a child, you know, the birth of a new child or something. But I'm going to pull another card for it because it feels like it's only giving me half of the message here at the moment. There's something missing from this. So, it's barely even started shuffling and the Lovers has jumped out, and that's a card of Gemini. That's your card, which is good. That means you're here. It means your energy is here, and that's where we want it when we're doing a reading. Where's the Ace of Cups here for Gemini? I've got the Fool. The Ace of Cups is something new or a renewal of something, but it's a new start in this thing. And then we've got the Fool, which talks about new starts. You know, it's the card of the new starts. With the Lovers in between. Yeah, and the Lovers talks about making a choice. You've made a decision to detach yourself from something, to move away from something and start again. And you're playing it very cool on the outside, but in the inside, there's a bit of choppy water. The next card that you've got is the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is an ugly card. It's a card of conflict. It's a card of Pyrrhic victory is the phrase that often comes to mind when I see this card. Yeah. There's a figure in the foreground here, and she's got an arm full of swords, and there are two figures walking away. They've put down their swords and they're just leaving. They've decided that whatever it is that they're fighting about, it is not worth it to them. What they will lose will cost them more than they will get if they win. Winning is by no means assured. And it's interesting that we've got the Six of Swords here, and then we've got the Five of Swords here. You know, in the Six, that's what they're moving away from, and maybe this is what you are moving from, this conflict here, whatever this is. And swords being words and thoughts and communications and stuff, this can talk about people saying anything to win the argument, you know, making you feel less than. And you're putting down your swords now because you've decided that whatever this is, whatever this situation, you know, means to you, you're putting it down and you're moving it off. You're moving off for a new start. But I feel like this new start is very internal. I don't feel like there's actually any physical outer movement here. This all feels like it's the inner machinations of your mind and of your heart, because I bring you back to this static energy here of the King of Pentacles, who is sat in a comfortable position, does not look like he's going to move anytime soon, and doesn't want for anything. You know? The only thing that's giving him away is the eyes. And then we have the Devil. Now, these two cards together, you know, if this is an ugly card, then this just amplifies that energy. It's unpleasant. I'm curling my lip as I'm talking about it because it's an unpleasant energy. This is abusive in any which way you want to spin it. And sometimes it can talk about self-sabotage and you know, holding ourselves back out of fear and things like that. But it's here with the swords, and because I feel like you are one of these people that has walked away, there's more than just you involved in here. Right? This is a person or a situation or a group of friends or a work environment, something like that. You know, this is toxic behavior here that you are leaving behind, and this is an absolute confirmation that what it is was really shackling you in quite an appalling way. You know, it's all that low vibrational shit that wears you down over time. That is what is indicated by this card. It's also the card of Capricorn, so it could be that there's a Capricorn who is of significance here, and God knows when a Capricorn is ill dignified in you know, when a Capricorn is misbehaving, a Capricorn is absolutely certain to be the sort of person who would say anything to win. But take it as it resonates to you. The next card that you have is another ace. It's the Ace of Wands this time. So I'm going to get the obvious out of the way and say that this could be some sort of sexual dynamic that you've been involved in that is actually going a little bit sour, and perhaps because all of this stuff's going on in your head down here, perhaps it's been something like an affair, or that you've been having with someone else, you know, that you've decided you're just going to have to put the lid on now because it's getting too dangerous, it's getting too hard. And that would certainly flow with keeping your outside demeanour exactly as is, you know, not giving yourself away. That's a possibility. I'm getting quite a strong sex overtone, actually. Like, the more I look at it, the more this seems to be a bit of an issue. Maybe it's just temptation. There's been some temptation here, and you know it's not good for you, and you almost went there. You're pulling yourself back. I'm going to pull another card because I'm not quite sure which way round it is. Why is the Ace of Wands here for Gemini? The Ace of Wands here. Come on, cards. Why is the Ace of Wands here? Strength and the Hermit. So it could be Leo, Virgo. You know, there are multiple people here in this thing, and maybe these are all people that are involved. But if it's not, and it's an energy, then these two cards have come up to clarify the Ace of Wands. And despite appearances, these are both cards of the internal as well. You know, we're bringing it back to the fact that all of this stuff is all this turmoil is inside you, all this decision to detach. It's all very internal. You're not telling anybody about this. You know, this is not about wrestling lions. This is not about being physically strong. This is about character. It's about integrity. It's about soft power, the strength of your character inside. And the Hermit is exactly as it sounds. It's about going inside to find answers. Yeah. And sometimes that can take quite a lot of strength. You know, it can utilise quite a lot of strength, because going inside is hard, and some of the things that you see there aren't very nice. They aren't very nice. An alternative interpretation is that rather than being one of these people walking away, perhaps you, Gemini, have been this person here. And what's happened is that you have, you know, achieved a level of self-awareness and realised that actually this is not who you want to be, this is not what you want to be about, and you are going to remove yourself from this and start again. You're internally resolving to become a better person, to become a stronger person, to be the kind of person that actually you would want to spend time around, rather than what you might actually be being at the moment. Take it as it resonates to you. Because obviously I don't know. I just want to let you know what is here. The final card that you've got is the Three of Wands. This card's been popping up for everybody in the last couple of days. It's really interesting. I think it's the one card that comes out for every single reading that I've done. And for me, it's the first card that we've got that talks about turning your attention outward. Everything else has been very internal, and here we are, the Three of Wands. He's stood up on a hillside and he's looking out over the sea. He's looking out over the ships. One's creativity and passion and exciting things, and this talks about travel, potentially. Certainly implies movement of some description, and just as this is a moving away from energy, this is a moving towards energy. So you're moving away from this behavior, whether this is yours or this is someone else, and towards this. I mean, look at the difference in the colours of these cards. This is cold and harsh. This is warm and vibrant. And it's clarified by the Three of Cups. Another three, another card of externalizing. This is interactions with other people. This is your friendship group. These are the people that you surround yourself with. It's about how you intend to conduct yourself in the world. Or could be going abroad to travel friends, traveling abroad to visit friends, something like that. The final card you've got is the Page of Pentacles. It's earth energy again. So the first card and the last card, both the pentacle hierarchy. Yeah. Your shadow card was also a pentacle. You started off with a king and you're ending with a page. And there's an honesty to this page that isn't as readily obvious in the king. I said his eyes were giving him away there. Because he's trying to keep his outward appearance very much as it is. All of this here is happening inside. This is inner turmoil. This is inner decision making. This is decisions to move away and detach from circumstances, people, modes of behaviour, however it resonates to you. And then it's turning it outwards. And then we drop down to a page. And I feel like it's you finally understanding that actually you don't know it all and you don't have all the answers, but you're now ready to learn. You want to make improvements to yourself, not to your standing, not to your outward, the way that you hold yourself, because you're fine there. You're absolutely fine. You've got your status. You're comfortable. You're a king. But there's a level of humility implied by this card here. So even if you are not presenting to the world, you know, your new inner revelations that you've had about yourself. Internally, you are prepared to start looking at yourself, start doing a bit of work on yourself, and start improving those things where you perceive, you know, a lack or something not quite befitting someone of your age and status and current point in your life. And you're coming back to the student. I'm going to pull another card for that. But I like that. I like that for you, Gemini. You don't have to broadcast these things. You know, internal work should be exactly that. You don't need to provide a running commentary to other people. And whatever you've done, if this is you, you can move beyond it. It's fine. Nothing is unrepairable. If this is if this is other people's behaviour that you are moving away from, then that in itself takes a certain amount of strength to do, and that is a good thing as well. Right. There's the Page of Pentacles here for Gemini. The Eight of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles now. Like, just in the matter of 3 cards, you've already moved. You've already, you know, it's slow. The Knight of Pentacles is slow. But your transition from the Page to the Knight will actually be quite swift. This is the Eight of Wands. It's Lord of Swiftness, Mercury in Sagittarius. It's a movement card. You know, once you have made this decision, you know, and you have made a decision to do that, you have made a decision. Once you've made that decision, and once you've accepted that there are things that you need to address about your internal workings, you know, that could be your internal cognition, or just an understanding that sometimes you need to restrain yourself, or sometimes you need to do this, that, or the other, or, you know, that it's been somebody else who's been making life difficult for you. You know, this could be an erection of boundaries that you haven't had, that you are now able to do. But whatever it is, you move from the Page to the Knight very quickly. It might take you a little while to get from the Knight to the Queen, but certainly this is half of the battle right here, you know. And from here, it's only one more card that you have to get through to get back up to the King, for the inner to reflect the outer, as it were. That's quite an interesting read. I really like that. If it resonates with you, like, just like the video or something, and definitely consider subscribing. Like, you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, because I realise this is quite personal. But all the best, Gemini, and, you know, good luck with what you're doing. You're on the right path, and I'll speak to you next time.